Check 1 2, check 1 2. There we go, everybody. Welcome to the Hohner Live. Thank you for tuning in. We got some technical difficulties. We are on Skype now.
Yeah.
Zoom
Skype
did play us a trick. I don't know. Didn't work. So I think our guest doesn't need any further introduction. I mean, Filip, you are one of the most active harmonica players online. Like, just collecting all the links for the description box. It was like, you're active on YouTube, on Patreon, you got the Spotify thing going on, and you're putting stuff out there. You got a website, everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for a while. So you get like not a system for doing it, but it's like you focus on one thing at a time to make it bigger and warm and big, and then you kind of
That's
move
awesome.
between them, and also to reach different audiences. I mean, because the world got so online during the COVID time, so it's so cool to connect all over.
Man, yeah, everybody wants to be contacted on a different platform nowadays.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
I get like messages on like whatever like messaging app, like Signal or whatever, and I just don't look into it, and then people are like, well, I sent you a message, like, I didn't see it.
And it's like, do you want to come play a concert here? And then you get that like an SMS, 20 to midnight from a jazzer. It's like, digital world.
Yeah, so all the different platforms, because like with other guests, sometimes I only got like 1 or 2 links, maybe a website. For you, I got like 7 or something. Like, what platform are you most active on right now, or which one is like most interesting for you?
I think Patreon is my favorite platform, and Spotify right now, actually. Because on the Spotify, I released an album, like in the winter, a jazz quartet album with playing classical music, and we ended up on some Spotify playlists, and then the stream really goes up, and it's really interesting and fascinating. And now I released another Toots Thielemans tribute CD in May, and we got on many more. I mean, editorial Spotify, so there are sound playlists on Spotify made by the staff, and it's just amazing that they want jazz harmonica, that they want instrumental harmonica music.
That's cool. I mean, there are some jazz playlists, so definitely
but
fits
I mean,
in
the
there.
playlists are like 2 million subscribers. So
yeah,
I mean, right now I recorded a Toots song that for my lady, it has almost 200,000 streams.
Yeah,
and for me that's just like beautiful for the instrument.
Spotify just needed a new Toots,
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah,
and
that's
then
awesome.
On my
That's
Patreon,
fun.
Yeah, and then on my Patreon, it was started as a passion project during the COVID times with no gigs.
Oh yeah.
And I had taught a bit online like this, but I often got the same questions, and I thought, can I not do this in another way? And I realized if I record lots of videos and put them somewhere, people can access them. And I was also myself joining some Patreon pages of my favorite artists and supporting them and checking out, like becoming a member of their club. So I started a Patreon 2.5 years ago now. And I love it. It's so fantastic. I meet people from all over the world. It's really cool.
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, I also got into the Patreon thing, and
yeah,
it's fun. Definitely get to know the people. And I don't know, there are not too many harmonica players out there doing it. We talked about Joel doing the harp tag action there.
Yeah, I mean the coolest harmonica Patreon right now, and for you watching who don't know what Patreon is, it's like a membership platform where you it's like Netflix, but it's my channel is harmonica lessons and harmonica sheet music scores, practice tracks, and etc. And Joel's is focused on harmonica tech, so he like talks 45 minutes about harmonica valves, and then he makes one video where he converts a nailed marine band to a screw version. Another hour of harmonica TV. It's better than Netflix, I would say. And then one can choose to support these things. And the cool thing with Patreon to remember nowadays is that it's ad-free, because we as creators, we put out what we want, and it's not there is no algorithms, so it's only our posts that are shown. It's not like,
that's true,
if you like this, you might like this. It's always they get us in the purest way.
Even like on YouTube, like if you want to get rid of the ads, you gotta pay for YouTube Premium,
I do that.
I do that too.
Yeah, it's so worth it. It's like
it is.
YouTube is like king. I love YouTube as well.
Yeah, and also like I don't know, there are so many people who are still watching these ads.
Yeah.
Also, I remember when going to music school, like they still have like some ads playing, like so often there are like audio samples they are incorporating into their presentations and stuff, and they click the YouTube link, and then like the whole class is watching like 1 minute of ads that is like kind of like targeted towards the person teaching.
Yeah.
And some awkward stuff also comes out sometimes.
Yeah.
It tells you about what they are looking for on Google and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. But yeah, what can I say? So I think I'm into Patreon and Spotify, but I also, I use Instagram, up and down, and Facebook. I mean, it's...
how about TikTok? I didn't look up your TikTok.
I don't have a TikTok, I think. I don't want... I don't go there.
Yeah.
I don't... No TikTok, no Twitch, no Twitter. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about Patreon is probably also, like, if there are people joining as a member, it also shows maybe beginners or other potential harmonica players that this is actually, like, quality content, If a video on YouTube has, like, 100,000 views, doesn't mean it's quality content.
No, exactly. No, exactly. And we can like choose also what we put up on Patreon, and it's like it just feels. I remember during the COVID I was watching Julian Lars, a fantastic guitar player. He had like private teaching sessions from his living room, and it was so amazing.
Yeah,
and it just felt like a way to reach. And also, if one joins a Patreon, it's like, I prioritize them. I respond to their messages instead of...
Of course, yeah, there are also DMs there, yeah.
Yeah. So, everyone watching, Konstantin also has a Patreon. So, so you should check out...
Yeah, I don't know when I started, like...
A few months ago.
February? Maybe?
Yeah. And also the cool thing with Patreon
Jason
is that
has a Patreon.
Huh?
Jason Ritchie has a Patreon.
Jason Ritchie has a Patreon, yes.
And besides that, I gotta think.
I think there is a English Filip Jers also started a Patreon.
Okay.
The chromatic guy. But I think also with Patreon is that one can just join for a month and then quit it. And it's like...
Oh yeah, you mean like there's the free trial thing now?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, but also you could just like join for 1 month and like watch the whole content and leave.
Yeah. Record the screen.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Don't tell them.
Exactly. No, but it's about the journey also, because I put out stuff every other week, like a little lesson or some harmonica tips, and so...
Yeah, and of course, like you also do the stuff that the members want to see,
Yeah.
So the direct contact is very important. Relating to this, Hula Car with the question, hi Philip, have you considered creating some exercises and etudes for some common jazz standards in your Patreon harmonica school?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that, but there is a little copyright issue. I cannot
true. We were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot really write out like this is how you accept this. I mean, yeah, you understand. I cannot make money on other people's music, and I respect that. But I can write songs that are similar to jazz standards, that smells like other jazz standards, and then I can make etudes over that. So I mean
that's how jazz standards also evolved. Same chord progression, other melody. You know, that's bebop.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, and chord progressions are not copyrighted. Yeah. But to learn the song, one has to buy a real jazz book, real fake book, and that's a great investment. So, but to answer the question, yes, I teach a lot of jazz and lots of jazz improvisation on both chromatic and diatonic on my Patreon, and there is tabs and sheet music and lots of stuff.
Yeah, everything. You can do live streams on the Patreon just for Patreon people and stuff.
Wow, I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
Well, maybe we could do one. It would be cool to invite guests. Like we could have a split seminar or something.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can teach some chromatic to my people. I can teach some diatonic to your.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And also one thing with the Patreon, I mean, regarding of teaching in general, is that I have realized since I started this Patreon channel with all my teaching, and I feel it's a bit like my legacy. This is how I think. This is how I do it. How I practice. How I think about the instrument. How I do stuff. My tone, my embouchure, my technique, all of that I share on that Patreon. It's like it feels like a legacy, and then also I have gotten deeper into harmonica playing. It's like I reflect more of what I do. And I feel that I have become a better player by teaching all of those things. I know that sounds like a cliche, but teaching others really teaches me a lot. Sometimes I can get like a question, how do you move from B flat to E on a chromatic? And it's like, well, that's because it's draw and button to blow and no but. I mean, how to practice that transition, how to feel the slider release. Should you hold your finger here? Should you like have it on all the time? Do I push a bit more volume? It's so good to get these questions because I learn a lot. And then it's also nice. I love people ask lots of harmonica models questions, like harmonica gear talk. And I have a whole series on harmonica microphones as well. So there's lots of that nice nerdy stuff to learn also.
Yeah. Man, I just got distracted. It's so bright at your place. It's definitely darker over here.
Yeah,
outside.
This is Scandinavia.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's and I'm also, besides playing harmonica and working with my playing concerts, internet, blah blah blah. I'm spending lots of time in my garden because we just bought a house. So I'm going around, cutting the grass and watering plants and.
Oh yeah, now you're a gardener.
I love it. It's like
that's like an additional workout. That's good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I just spend half the day out in the sun and Now we're starting to get our own blueberries and strawberries as well in the garden. So yeah,
I ate some berries today. What are your favorite berries to eat?
I really like blueberries. I mean Swedish blueberries, the small, really small one. And then there is also lingonberry, another Swedish, and then also smultron. I don't know what it's called in German or English. I can look up.
Yeah, me neither. I just looked up mine. I ate a lot of gooseberries today. I love gooseberries.
Smultron is called wild strawberry.
Okay.
Interesting.
Nice, we got some questions in the chat. There's got some more people too. Alex is tuning in. Boaz, Raymond, how are you doing?
Oh, Boaz, yeah. Famous people
Sergey, here. Hi Philip, what type of vibrato do you use on a chromatic harmonica at high notes in the third octaves on holes 9 to 12? How to do vibrato so that high notes do not whistle during vibrato and the reeds does not shut up?
Yeah, good question. Practice.
Good answer.
Practice. No, but I mean now the Skype. I mean playing high notes on harmonica is not beneficial for live streams.
So doesn't sound very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. it will sound like alien artifacts, but you know, up here. I mean, I think that is what you mean. Then I do like it's like a vibrato with my tongue. If they
Okay.
so I'm using also I'm compressing the air a bit in my oral cavity. Because often I play with my tongue far back, you know, to get a big note. But up here, when doing vibrato, I really have to like make the so. I talk in the front here, kind of, and then I have to like increase the air pressure to make it go faster, but not louder. Which is it's kind of hard to explain if you're not with me in the room. But it's like the airstream has to go a bit faster to give more energy. At the same time, not just playing loud, you know. So, but really like a compressor if you put out air from something. And then I use it's like you're saying like ko yo 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 ko yo 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 yo. That's the one I use mostly, but you can also use like it's like a breath vibrato. That's pretty cool. It's like it's more like, you know, a delay, almost an acoustic delay that I play like pa 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 pa, and that's just doing small.
Yeah, a little throat support.
Yeah. But the best trick is to do it lightly. If the reeds are choking and cut out, then you're playing too hard, I think. So just relax and practice softer. And I have a video on this on my Patreon, how to master high register. Just come and join. No.
Check out the description box. Yeah. I'm also sometimes, I mean, on the chromatic, I also don't move into the upper octave too often, to be honest.
No. It's really different than the diatonic. I mean,
yeah, I still get confused of like the double C sometimes with the structure in my mind, you know, if I improvise on it. But I mean, I only improvise on the chromatic at home for fun. Yeah. Never really on stage.
It will come. I mean, the best trick I think for if you're starting out on the chromatic is to play the whole 1C and the whole 5C and then 9C. So skip 4 as long, 4 blow as long.
Yeah, that's what I try to do, definitely.
Yeah, and because then you always have the like. And now you have the same pattern. So you always focus on 5 for like whole 5 for, I don't know, 2 weeks or half a year or 5 years, and then then you add the draw C as a contrast, because then you have that double phrasing thing. So still don't dig all your energy into the whole 4 blow, and then when you're starting, I use like the whole 4 blow C. I use it, but I use it mostly like when. It depends on where I'm going, kind of, but it's not so often my starting note. I mean, but if I'm playing G C like, or
of course, yeah,
like 4s, then the 4 is much closer than the 5, and I don't want to draw the C. I want to, so. It always depends on where you're going, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really use the draw C too often, but I had to like use the blow F quite a bit because I got this old CX12 and there was like one piece yesterday that I played in concert. I'm sure you played that too before. It's like Schubert's Serenade.
Okay, I cannot recall it, but
yeah, if I play the melody, you know. And I'm just like missing a valve, I think.
Oh yeah.
You know, on the draw F, you know. So that's why I'm playing the blow F all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, that's another thing with playing the chromatic. You really gotta like take care of the valves and take care of the reeds. I mean,
Yeah.
there is lots of stuff that can happen. So if you miss one, put one there, and life will be.
Yeah, I'm just like missing the glue, you know. I want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I got this Hohner repair whatever kit with like every tool in there.
I think that's this is the best glue.
Oh yeah.
I can get this on Amazon or something. It's Patek's Extreme Repair. It's like a bit slow drying, but first 15 minutes and then like in an hour you can play it. But I often wait more if I can to the chemicals to dry out completely. But yeah.
Yeah, because like Hohner had like some other glue in the old repair kits, and my repair kit is like 10 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like the glue is already dry, like you can't use it.
Yeah, and then also I don't know, but some valves can become old. Also, it's pretty strange. But if you buy valves and put them in a box for 10 years, they are like too stiff. It's like something has happened. So
yeah. Oh, that's the melody.
Nice. Yeah.
I played that yesterday, and it's beautiful on the chromatic.
Yeah. No, I know
then
which
you
one.
got the A. And sometimes it goes to male.
Yeah. Nice.
And that was basically the reason why I was like, oh no, I'm not going to do that on a diatonic. It just didn't sound good enough.
Oh, you would do it in second position on a C.
Yeah, I was thinking about like different positions, but
yeah, I think I mean, if we talk about that, it was for me, I was really, how can I say this? I mean, I started as a diatonic harmonica player, and I'm still a diatonic harmonica player and a chromatic harmonica player. But for me, it came to a moment where I thought the music demanded so much, and it sounded not good when I played it on the diatonic.
Yeah.
So it just felt like, why am I pushing this? I mean, it feels better to have an instrument that has all the notes, and then I can learn 20 more songs like this, and I can play a lot more music. So I also like heard toots at the same time, and I felt like I had pushed the diatonic as far as I could do it, kind of. And it just felt so natural and so lovely to start to play the chromatic. And still to this day, when I play diatonic, it's like I use it, I can play it in 12 keys. I mean, I can play the blues in all keys, and I can play Autumn Leaves in all keys on a diatonic. But I cannot... but I cannot play like, Wayne Shorter songs in all keys on a diatonic, and I'm not that interested in that.
But I mean, still, like in jazz, you can get away with it more than in classical music, you know?
Yeah, because in classical music, every note counts in another way, and it's written in a certain way, and people have heard it in a certain way for a long, long time. So, yeah, people can feel like that. So... But yeah, I have never played classical on diatonic. I mean, I have played with symphony orchestras a few times, but then only on chromatic. And I will do that this autumn with two shows actually.
Oh, nice! Which pieces are you playing?
We will play the Spivakovsky harmonica concerto.
Okay.
Which is like a 23-minute, piece written for chromatic, and then we will also play, it's a flute sarabande from a Swedish composer, and then the other repertoire we are discussing right now. So
nice.
Yeah, and then I also played classic. I played with more string ensembles, and we have been there. We played some Piazzolla, always works lovely. And,
that works.
Yeah, and Vivaldi, like slower things. I mean, faster things though. It's really hard, but slower, beautiful stuff. So I mean, and their Baroque music is so forgiving because it's so much interpretation available, kind of.
Oh yeah.
But I actually did a classical CD. It's on Spotify. I can link it later, but it's only classical. It's like Fyrelys, and
Okay.
Brahms. Yeah. Hungarian dances and stuff, but on in a jazz arrangement. And Willem Tell, and I'm
That's
really
on your
proud of it.
Spotify, right?
It's on my Spotify profile. It's called the Filip Jers Quartet Plays Classical.
Okay. Yeah, like yesterday I tried to keep it to the diatonic. That was just the only piece I had to do with the chromatic. So we played like very famous melodies too, like Forêt, like is it called Pavané? Beautiful melody.
Yeah. From who? From
Forêt is the
Forêt,
composer.
okay, yeah.
And
there's
also
one Pavan by Ravel that's like. It's not that one.
Oh no.
It's on my album as a jazz ballad.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that worked well on the diatonic.
Yeah.
That was one of the more complex ones. Is Les Patineurs by Waldteufel, which is like the waltz.
Yeah.
Kind of nice. I definitely discovered some new pieces.
Yeah, great. I mean, classical music is so good. That's why it has been around for such a long time.
Yeah.
Here is I put it in the chat in the YouTube chat. There's the classical album.
Okay. Oh no, I can't see your comment. Why is that?
On the YouTube chat, I think I posted it there.
Yeah, I can't see it for some reason.
Maybe it's latency.
That would be too much of latency, I guess. I can see other comments though.
Maybe I cannot comment because I'm.
Like the last one I see is by Alex. Alex asks, "What genre would you?" Oh yeah, you sent it to my. Now
and then mine comment. Maybe you cannot post link in that chat. I don't know.
Oh, maybe there could be a restriction for like viewers.
Yeah.
Of like not being able to
go away.
To put links in there. I'm the only one who can, so I just did.
Thank you.
Yeah, what genre would you suggest to switch from diatonic to chromatic harmonica? Blues, jazz standards?
Yeah, good question. I would start on. Depends on what you have played. I mean, but if you have played blues, start with blues because then you already know that music, and it will be a lot easier to learn a new instrument. If you know the song and the genre, it's always easier to move to a new instrument. Otherwise, you have to learn a new song and a new genre and a new instrument. That's three things to learn compared to one. And then I would start with some jazz songs like Fly Me to the Moon, Autumn Leaves, learn some different blueses. There are at least 10 good jazz standards that you can learn. As a beginner to learn. And the thing is, if you learn one jazz standards, you can almost improvise on 2. And if you learn 2, you can easily improvise on 4. If you learn 4, you can improvise on 12. If you learn 12 jazz standards, you can improvise on 30. So it kind of always builds. Start with easy jazz standards.
Build your repertoire exponentially.
Yeah, exactly. And also play the songs you love, because if you love them, it will be easier to learn it. Yeah. Don't learn music you don't want to learn.
I would also say, even if you didn't read music on the diatonic, try to start reading music on the chromatic.
Yeah, of course. I mean
that's what I actually like. I like sight reading on the chromatic. It's way more fun than on the diatonic, to be honest. It's more logical.
Yeah, because it's the same. The octaves are symmetrical.
Yeah.
So every time it swaps, it's the same pattern. And I agree totally. And it's a C instrument, so you can get any piano score or flute score or violin things. And also, because you read on the diatonic too, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you read on all keyed diatonics, or do you transpose
not really.
the score?
I can do the B flat somehow, and You know the popular ones, maybe the G too.
Yeah.
But then it gets harder. Like sometimes you can get away with it, like as long as the piece is like mostly diatonic. But at some point,
I worked a lot on that, on like 1 or 2 years, to really ink the diatonic keys in my brain. So I also, like you, I mean, I cannot read like in all key. I cannot read from all diatonic keys, but the 6, 7 diatonics I play mostly from, I can read from a C score, no problem.
Yeah.
But on the chromatic, I can read. I mean, I read a C score, and then I've also started to learn to read on different keyed chromatics and read.
Oh yeah, we got that
C-score.
question here by Jamie Jupiter. Do you use a G chromatic ever?
Yes. Do you use a G? Yes, I do. But I don't. Where is it now? Is it far away? No, I think it's here. I mean, G chromatic is lovely because it's like an alto chromatic. It's a lot more mellow and easier to play in the highest register. I mean, it's. Highest note is an A, so that's your whole 11, and then also the lowest is G. So I love the sound. It's pretty mellow and low.
More pleasant upper octave.
Yeah. So I mean, I use it, but I don't use it so much in jazz. Actually, I use it mostly for Swedish folk music and other kinds of folk music. And I also play as a standing. I'm a sub harmonica player in Svang, this Finnish harmonica quartet.
Oh yeah.
And there we play like 5. I have 6 different key chromatics.
I mean, that's just a crazy term, being a sub-harmonica player. That's like...
Yeah, the only sub-harmonica player you can get.
The only sub-harmonica player in the world.
Yeah. So, and there we play really multi-key chromatics. And there, the scores are even more transposed. There it's like saxophone, so the scores are always transposed to a C. So if I'm gonna play like a song in F minor, they print it in B flat minor, and I play a G harmonica. There.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there it really, there the brain really pops all over. Yeah. But
nice.
That's a great. I mean, there I play multi-key, and I also. I mean, I have recorded with like A chromatic on some jazz albums also, because it just sounded better. But I mean, I have done all my my theory, and my brain is on a C, I would say.
Yeah. Raymond, the annual Pernod Harmonica Festival takes place next week. Won't you go?
Oh, yeah, I would love to. I was there. I think it's like 12 years ago or 13 years ago. But I would love to go to Estonia. I mean, it's really nice. It's close also here, but I will go and play some other gigs next week. So no, I will not be there this year.
Yeah. I was last year, right? I think so. Mm-hmm. Was it last year? I'm not sure. Don't have a feeling.
I mean, I've not been to so many harmonica festivals lately. I've been to. I mean.
Oh, but we're gonna. Are you playing at the Berlin Harmonica Festival next year?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna meet up.
Yeah, finally.
That's sick.
Looking forward. Yeah.
Because you're not going to Seoul this year, are you?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately not. No. I would love to. We were there. We were there at the same time.
We were there together at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to go again, but they don't call me.
Yeah. It's interesting to get in touch with them. Sometimes same thing. Like with everyone, you don't know which platform to use.
No.
But yeah.
No, but I mean, I'm not
probably
playing
2 years ago in Pernod. Yeah.
Mm.
I love it over there. But I mean, they can't invite you every year, so
No.
there are some other harmonica players out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's also nice to like don't play harmonica festivals for a few years and then go to harmonica
the
festivals.
enjoyment afterwards will be even more intense.
Yeah.
Oh, good question. Hula, what other harmonica festivals are there?
Yeah, good. There is.
Where are you located, Hula? Let us know in the chat. There's the Seoul Harmonica Festival. There's the Asia Pacific Harmonica Festival that's like moving around. There are tons of like more and more chromatic harmonica festivals in Asia popping up.
Yeah.
Okay, Hula is in Denmark.
There is a harmonica hangout in Sweden also, but it's more blues oriented and Swedish folk music. And then in Germany there is the harmonica masterclass festival.
Yeah, you got the crossing and stuff. You got the Klingenthal stuff for Seidel. And I mean, if you're in Denmark, I mean, the closest one would probably be Berlin next year.
Yeah, next year.
So that's the FEN Harmonica Festival organized by Marko Jovanovic.
Exactly.
That would be your best bet, I guess.
Yeah. It's just an hour flight from there.
Yeah. Boaz, did you find it tricky to switch back and forth from a 16-hole to 14 or 12-hole chromatics years ago?
Yes. in not when I sit in my room and practice and have a good time. I mean, and but if I'm on stage and it's, you know, the song starts and you know, lights are on.
Okay.
that it can be a bit, yeah. It can be a bit challenging. I mean, but mostly nowadays it's no problem at all. And I don't bring the 14 so much for gigs. Actually, it's like, I don't know. I have all the notes on a 16, so but I go a lot between 12 and 16 on many gigs. And I usually, when I play with a guitar player, Emil Ernebro, I usually only play 16. And when I play with my jazz quartet, I almost only play 12. Because I think that 12-hole chromatics have more punch. I mean, they are more like an alto sax or soprano. They like cut through in a better way. While a tenor, a 16-hole is more like it's more fluffy in the sound, a 16-hole chromatic, I think. And now this is a live stream, I mean, with the microphone and internet and blah blah blah, but I also feel that there is a difference in the timbre of the notes. I mean, if I play an A on the 12-hole in hole 3, it sounds a bit different than the A in hole, I don't know which hole, but I mean the same A on a 16 sounds a little bit more a little bit more kind of woolly, because it's bigger cover plates, so more air traveling under the reed plate. So I mean, compared to, I don't know if you can hear it, but to me it's really, this is more fluffy and bigger, while this one is more kind of nailing it in the sound. Okay. So I think there is, and I mean, yeah, I don't know, I mean, which one is faster. I have heard amazingly fast stuff on the 12-hole and amazingly fast stuff on the 16-hole. So I don't know if there is a real speed difference, but to me there is like a timbre and a feel difference, and that's really important, because that's then you play different. I mean, if it's different feel, you play different. So but I think for a beginner, I think it's good to start with a 12-hole and then move on to 16-hole or 14-hole. The thing is, most music stores, I mean, there are not so many around, but they don't keep like 14 holes in stock. So if your harmonicas get lost or stolen and you really need instruments, I would not prefer to only be used to play 14 holes. I mean, I would like to have 12 or 16, and I like having C as my lowest note. So
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Long answer. But there is,
yeah.
But I just want to say there is a good exercise also. I mean, you can take.
Show me the exercise. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't have a 16 hole.
Not yet. Here is 16, 14, and 12, and then you can like play you play a thing, and then you close your eyes and then just swap harmonica and play the same thing, and then you kind of learn. So if I close my eyes now. Okay, now I'm gonna play that thing, and I'm not looking at the harmonica, and I'm gonna start on the hole 1, draw on a 14. I mean, I was a little bit off, and now I'm going to my 16. F again.
Nice, yeah. Okay. That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that and then also, I mean, like if I sit and play now, I'll close my eyes. I'm gonna try to play a G, the highest G. It was an E I played, yeah. So I was one note wrong. And then you close your eyes. I'm gonna play a G. Play the G. Yeah. So that's also a way of like mapping out how they behave. And then also I realize I use like my knuckles a bit when I play. I mean, depending on where I should go. I have like this on this finger. That knuckle is like on 7, and that one there is like hole 2. So
I see, yeah.
It's often I can like look at the. I can like look at that knuckle, and I know where I am. Very good way to practice. Yeah, so I never hold the 16 like this. I always hold it like this.
Yeah, talking about the hand and like orientation on the instrument, like for me on the diatonic, sometimes with jumps, I use like my thumb as like a limiting kind of thumb, like so I don't jump higher than that particular hole, you know?
Yeah.
There can be passages like that.
I do that as well, and I kind of have it. I mean, I always have my thumb here. Okay. And then I just move it if I play.
Yeah.
I just put it here, but. And then it's also good if you need to like jump down quick. You can like boom push with the thumb to give the harmonic.
Oh yeah, boom. Exactly.
Then you go. Yeah. I like.
Because then it's like not only that horizontal movement, but also that.
Yeah.
Kind of twist in your hand, yeah.
I mean, that's the next thing I can talk for 2 hours about is how you jump around.
Yeah.
But that's a lesson on my Patreon. But I use a lot more like this motion.
Oh, yeah.
Like a circle, like, you know, moving than this or this. I use this.
So much movement, yeah.
Yeah. This is, for me, that's...
I mean... That's called harmonica, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where I'm going, but with this, I really can... I can like go up to the A, and I don't even move anything, so... There I start to move, so... But that's like a circular... Yeah, it's a way of thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually part of that waltz that I played. I think my thumb played a huge role there, because you got these jumps like...
Yeah.
And then I'm using my thumb to just like always hit the 8 hole.
Yeah.
That thing.
Nice. Yeah. Wow, beautiful. And then that's also like, yeah, and that's also the same like doing. I mean, all these. I mean, you are better at that than me, but you know this kind of this Howard Levy stuff, you know. like doing that. That's like this. Blah.
But actually, for that one jump, I was on the A, and that's like 6 hole and 8 hole. And thinking about the Hohner Live I had with Robert Bonfiglio, I thought, I definitely might sound fuller in tone if I would use tongue switching.
Yeah, tongue block, yeah.
I mean, I didn't, now I really like just jumped. But it would be nice to just like, I just didn't have enough time to practice this until yesterday evening. It would be more legato too.
Yeah, but that's like doing that corner switch is really like. I mean, I'm working on that still, but I mean, I'm working on many things. But I took a lesson with Bonfiglio. Maybe it's almost 10 years now with that tongue blocking to get that sound. I mean, it's beautiful. You can also. You can. You do all these things. But for me, it's like, if I'm gonna do that, I really have to practice it. I cannot really improvise with it, because this is like built on that where you are going. And when improvising, I don't want to know where I'm going all the time. So I don't use it all the time. But for certain things, I absolutely use it. So I'm very thankful for that lesson. But of course, as you said, that little thing would have been maybe a bit smoother on the...
More legato, I could have kept a warmer tone too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We got some questions. Sergey, what type of reverb do you prefer to use when playing a chromatic harmonica? What plugin or pedal do you use for reverb?
Yeah, good questions. I mean, I don't bring my own reverb. I have one that's really good. It's called Big Sky, made by Strymon. Yeah, but right now my girlfriend is borrowing it for violin. She's doing some pop rock shows. But I try to aim for like a large hole, like 3 seconds, 3.5 maybe. And I often try to EQ the reverb, so I cut out everything above 5,000 maybe, and something around 2, and then under 200. So the reverb is pretty kind of cut in the highs and lows. So mainly like I like large hole reverbs, and I mean, if you have watched many of my like YouTube videos or Instagram videos, Facebook videos, that's just the Yamaha. I mean, I have an analog mixer that I plug my phone to, so I don't know what it says long.
Yeah.
and I try to make it sound good, So I like having a longer reverb, but a less amount than having a small reverb and a big amount, because that's make it sound honkier, sort of. And in plugins, I use Logic's Space Designer. I think it's amazing plugin.
There you have it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What else? Which setup do you use to sound good with a band?
Yeah. Which setup do you use?
What's happening amplification-wise and stuff?
Yeah, I don't bring my own amp or monitor. I trust the sound person to solve that.
You just want to play backpack gigs.
Yeah, exactly. But I always I bring my own mic. I often bring 3 mics. I have like an SM58, which we all know, and then I have a Beta 58, which is more like Coca-Cola, a bit more spark. And then I have a Bayer M88, which is very muddy and woolly. And then I take the one that sounds best in that room. And sometimes I even have 2 different SM58s, because I have an older one from the 70s that sounds different from the one I have. I have one from the 90s and one from 2000 also. But I try to take the mic that sounds best that day in that room and with the ensemble. And then I plug in, and then the sound guy, I tell them that to cut some high mids, like at 3000. And then cut at 800, cut at 100, and then, I mean, of course, if they hear stuff, then they should correct it. But I say that I want to sound big and majestic, and then they add a reverb, and I send often the dry signal to the monitor, so I don't use reverb in the monitor because it's easier to play fast without reverb, and I often hear it, in the outs. Depends on the venue of the gig. I mean, if it's 50 people or 8,000 people, it's nice. It's a different feel. But I have a few amps as well when I play smaller gigs. If it's like 50 people and there is no like room PA, then I have both a Bose XXth Pro active speaker, which is good, but it's a bit too bright, so I have to like cut out all the treble and have a little mixer before it gets a bit, but it's so portable and it's on batteries and it's very spreads good.
What's that one called?
Bose S1 Pro. You would love it, I think.
S1 Pro. I used to have like some kind of a battery kind of thing. I don't remember what it was called. Oh yeah, Bose S1. Okay.
And then I also
that's
have
comparably big for a battery thing, right?
Yeah, but it's also it's good size and it has a great bag, so you want to take it to the gig.
Wow.
I mean, and it has 2 mic inputs and 1 aux and EQ and reverb, a little mixer. And then I also have an AER acoustic. It's pretty. I got a good price, but it's AER Alpha, I think. The smaller. That one is really loud, which can also be usable. But also, I mean, I often use these more as. And then I often send from them. I tap the sound to a bigger system, but mostly I don't bring them. I will play 2 gigs this weekend, and I will not bring them. But for the gigs next week, I will bring them to one of the gigs. So, yeah. But I also like making the harmonica more like a bigger picture in sound. I don't like to, amplify the harmonica very strong from a certain place. For me, that's really, the harmonica is so, so it's nicer to have it woof, 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 than just very loud from the floor. So, I don't know if that was the question, but that's how I do technically to sound good with the band. And otherwise, I practice and eat vegetarian food and run in the forest.
Nice. I don't run anymore.
Now you're kickboxing.
Yeah, I'm trying to gain weight, which is very hard for me.
Yeah.
I'm eating a lot of calories every day.
Candy and red meat, or
no candy at all. I don't eat sugar.
But then you would gain weight if you want.
That's true.
It's like death. You eat to get big, and then you.
I don't want that type of weight. But yeah, I actually started to count my calories like 2 weeks ago. Never did that in my life. It's crazy. It's interesting. I mean, you get a feel for like how much calories things are, which is kind of good. Yeah.
I do. I eat both very healthy and very unhealthy. I think that's a nice combination. You need some dirt in life, I think.
But yeah, that's the reason why I stopped running. But I also love running usually.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best. There is nothing to say.
Okay, band setting. We did talk about that. Yeah, I also had that thought. Like, I mean, depending on the setting on stage, like, if it's like a small setting, I mean, you could get away with like one amplifier just directing the sound. But if you're playing with an orchestra, it would be weird.
Yeah.
If your sound is just coming from that one.
But that depends on the size of the orchestra. When I did string concerts, I think we were like 16 people. They played acoustically. And I had a Yamaha active speaker in the middle of the stage with a little mixer. And that was my only amplification. And then I got as loud as a flute or clarinet or other instrument. So if it's smaller classical ensemble, it can work very good, I think. To just amplify. And I also played with string quartets. 4 strings and then me. Then I did the same setup. I just have a little amp that like makes me sound bigger, not louder, kind of.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's Robert Bonfiglio, he doesn't amplify so much, I know, when he plays classical. He has a huge tone.
Yeah, with the CBH harmonica, yeah.
Yeah. But when I play loud, I just sound bad. So I think my tone qualities works better at a lower volume, if I play lower volume, so yeah.
Randall, have you ever had problems with remotes when plugged into a pedal?
I don't understand what he means with remotes.
Do you use pedals with a remote microphone? Maybe
Like
Randall uses like a remote and goes into pedals.
I like wireless. Or...
Yeah, wireless.
No, I'm afraid I stay away from wireless. I will start. 20...
How about AirPods or wireless Bluetooth headphones? Do you use them?
Yeah, when I run.
Okay.
I use one mono.
Oh, just one.
Yeah, I like having the nature here.
Wow.
That's
and
really
then,
cozy.
like for every run, you just like switch sides.
No, but I have the one I have. It's like a Sony earbud. It can send stereo to the one, so that one becomes a master speaker.
Okay.
So I don't just get the left mix.
But you always hear the music on like one ear, or do you switch like for each run?
No, good. If I'm listening to music, then I have two. But
okay.
if I listen to books, which I do a lot,
okay,
or podcasts or stuff, then I use one.
Yeah.
And so I also started to talk on the phone when I run. That's really good, breath control.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of live gig, I think harmonica doesn't sound good with wireless. Maybe this is just strange theories, but I think cables are good for the music when it's high frequencies. If you gotta have a good remote, you have to pay a lot to make them sound. I have played for so many bad sounding wireless mics.
Yeah.
And now I'm really picky. But it will work. But if I want my tone to sound as I dream of in my dreams, I will go with cables.
I would say so too. Since you're talking about microphones, how do you prefer to hold the microphone, especially with a 16 hole? Gregoire tends to hold it fairly close to the high register, while Stevie holds it lower.
Yeah, good question. I hold it. I have a lesson on that on my Patreon page.
Check out the description box, everybody.
Check the description box down below. See you in 2 minutes. No, I have.
Did you press like yet? We need more likes.
Like, subscribe, buy, invest, consume.
If we get 4 more likes, Philip's gonna play the harmonica while doing a handstand.
Yeah, exactly. And remove my glasses. No, but I hold the mic. I put it to the register in which I am, and
okay,
I'm mostly picky if I
like a chord player.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not. I'm not a nerve wreck about this, but I find that having it here in the top and playing in the top is really killing my. Yeah, it's loud, and I think the tone. There is something with this mic. I think that I'm not connected, but when if I look now, it's like around hole 4 and 5, and then I feel that I can play. But moving up to hole 9, I don't know what the holes numbers are. I would do that little switch. Did you see? So now it's like on hole 7, 8 maybe. And then I would go down. So if I'm playing hole 12, I never, don't drop. I would never hold it at hole 12. And the question was on 16. And I think I have the same principle here that if I play the A, I would like move it down to the A.
Yeah.
But I would not move it down to the D. So I think I have it around the hole I'm playing on-ish. And then maybe 2 to 3 holes between. But I work a lot with that because it evens out the tone a lot naturally. I mean, of course, you can use a compressor or a dynamic compressor on the mixer table, but then you have to tell the mixing person to do that, and that doesn't happen all the time. So playing loud, high, or might we be here? So yeah, but I know. I mean, Gregoire holds it in a. He holds like this all the time.
Yeah.
On a 12 hole. I mean, but I like move. For me, it's like, you know, a flashlight. It's like a torch. It's like I'm getting the sound. So yeah,
that's good.
Nerdy. Good question.
Yeah, I like the questions today. Hula asks, now I'm curious what books and podcasts you listen to.
Stephen King.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Run in the Forest, Stephen King. And I also listen to many Swedish authors. That's hip nowadays. And podcasts, I have not been listening to so many podcasts, maybe more like the Swedish public radio has this kind of many good documentaries and stuff. And also they have a summer talk or summer interview. They have like famous people every summer, every day that talks about stuff. I mean, yesterday I listened to the guy that was an economical journalist. He just talked about money and economy the last 10 years, how it has been blown up. I mean, money doesn't exist. It's not based on gold. It's based on depth and all this, interesting things. And then some days I just listen to, you know, medical stuff or anything, health. I like getting tips as well. So I'm not super, except Stephen King, I'm into.
Yeah. But everyone out there, you should listen to the Hohner Live as a podcast on your headphones while running.
Sometimes I do listen to Jason Ritchie. He, on his Patreon, he does like vlogs, and they are like 40 minutes, 30 to 40. Sometimes I put that YouTube clip, and then I run and listen to him. Yeah. It's pretty cozy, you know. And sometimes
that's
I have
huge. I mean, but you say it's Patreon, right? But I mean, that's like the biggest thing about YouTube Premium, to just like keep the videos playing.
Going for a run. I mean, and there is lots of Rick Beato has some amazing good interviews that I listen to back again and again, and so so I don't if I run with music, I listen to like 80s pop or like skate punk. I never listen to jazz or harmonica music when I run. Never.
Yeah.
80s pop synthesizers, you know, reverb, drums, that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Boaz says also, I sometimes listen to these Hohner Lives with my wired headphones while walking. Yeah. I mean, nowadays, like, I feel like many people are doing this, listening to podcasts, because like on the go, because like some of them are so long. People are listening to 4-hour podcasts nowadays. Yeah. It's crazy. And then at the same time, people are like, oh yeah, the attention span is like just like
2 minutes.
2 seconds.
Yeah. But it's interesting. I mean, there is so many ways to consume.
Happy Hour Harmonica podcast is good.
I mean, there are many. I think I've listened through all.
Have you been interviewed by Happy Hour Harmonica podcast?
Huh?
Have you been interviewed by Happy Hour Harmonica podcast?
Yeah, I've been many years ago.
Why am I not invited yet?
I will send him an email. I will do it now. It's Neil Warren, isn't it?
I also didn't really know about this one. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthias, I think you said it, but it was a little too fast for me. If you play through a PA system, what settings do you recommend?
I recommend dynamic microphone, handheld, cutting around 3000, take out some high mids, and then roll off at 100, add reverb. Sometimes I actually ask the sound guy person, if it's a good sound person, to add a compressor, you know, but acting more like a limiter, like it just so I don't, but if it's no one watching it, I don't want to have it. But sometimes they get, finally someone who lets me use compressor on acoustic music. But I like compressors. But anyway, and then I send that dry signal to the monitor. Yeah.
Okay, Ricardo, what musician from other instrument do you like to transcribe solos? Have one that you think that sounds good to apply on harmonica?
Good. Actually, I'm not really a transcriber. Actually, I have been learning. I've learned 5 Toots solos and 3 Miles Davis solos, but I kind of more absorb the whole situation because learning solos for me is like having a lot of money in a currency that I can't use. I would never play them live, and I would never. I kind of, how can I express this? I can hear what's going on. I mean, without transcribing note for note. But then of course, if I do it, I can like really go into detail. But I can often tell, like, okay, that person is playing lots of altered scales, or that person has a lot of fourths, or that person just plays beautiful melodies, a bit rubato, but often like nails the time in the end of every 4-bar section, and otherwise keeping to normal like triads and approach notes. It's like I can say what the solo is in bigger terms, and for me that is more usable than to like write down. To learn to play it, because then I can like fake it. Then I can, okay, now I want to play a toot solo that is a bit, that I can never play like toots, but that kind of more expression. I'm trying to transcribe the expression more than
more like
transcribing
the gestures.
than the pitches. Yeah, exactly. Trying to, because and then also if I transcribe, I really transcribe. I don't do it with the harmonica. I just sit and I kind of have a guitar or piano close by and use it more as a, notation exercises. And I do it kind of I do it like in January. In January I practice giant steps and maybe transcribe 1 or 2 solos that I like. And then I often transcribe the melody as well, like how Lester Young plays, a good song. And then I try to like write down how he phrases the melody. The solo, yeah. So I'm not really a transcriber, actually. I'm not really, because some musicians, they transcribe a solo every day for 5 years or every week. But I have never been that. I just play I don't know. I listen to it and try to understand the whole, the bigger things that they are using.
Yeah.
Like this person is playing lots of fast stuff. This plays blues and fast. That one plays very out and slow. They're always, yeah.
That's a good combination, out and slow.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah, I did that a lot in the beginning, transcribing, but that was like harmonica based, just playing the solos of other harmonica players.
Yeah.
And then at music school, I had to do at least some transcriptions, You had to do like a few every semester. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But then like after that, not too often.
No. And I think I did some Ornette Coleman when I was in music school. That was really, because there is no bar lines. It's not like 8 + 8. It's like, okay, I think it can look like this. But I know many fantastic musicians that transcribe lots of music. So maybe it's good. Maybe I'm missing out. I don't know. But then hopefully I can start transcribe when I turn 40 or something.
Exactly. Hohner, there was a good episode on You'll Hear It podcast about giant steps recently, how it was really meant to be an etude for harmonic movement. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, of course, and also like if you listen to songs and like, okay, now it's in 1 key, now it's go to the 4th, now it goes up. Now it goes to the minor key. It doesn't sound like the relative minor, so it's probably the third minor. That's the most common. Okay, now I mean you can often you find your own way of like seeing the music somehow, and I practiced that hearing more than writing it down actually. And I don't know if it's good or bad. It works for me.
Yeah. My question: what's like most exciting for you right now on the chromatic?
On the chromatic,
Like, is there like a particular musical style or like some harmonic exploration that you do in your compositions, whatever?
yeah, the most one interesting thing is that I have been I have become very good at playing fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it's just like, you know. I mean, I'm playing shit, but you know. Kind of playing like bebop stuff, pretty pushy, and that I work on a lot. I often sit as like a warm up, you know, having a metronome, just doing this, and then I just improvise kind of aggressive 8-note lines to get going. And then I also started to doing like can you call it like, yeah, it's a customization technique on the reeds for the chromatic. Where it's like, I think it's called chamfering, where you cut off the corners of the reed.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never thought that you should customize a chromatic. I mean, because you don't overblow, you know. But when you do, it's like wow, because the note is often a bit easier to get on a chromatic compared to a diatonic. But when you customize it, it's really like, yeah, wow, here is a lot of cool stuff to do. But I also notice it's really kind of tone sensitive. So if you do it too much, it gets really bright and annoying. Because I like that kind of airy, fluffy sound that you can get on the chromatic as well, you know. If your harmonica is totally closed in all dimensions, it will just sound like metal. It will not sound like air. And then I'm writing lots of small songs also that I made a record 2011 where I played all the music, wrote all the music, and so. And I then took a break from like composing for my 10 years almost. But now I'm getting back to that, and it feels really funny and good. So that I'm really excited about. And I also excited about the records that I have put out, the classical, jazz classical, and then the Toots Tillemans tribute. We will play many shows in Sweden this autumn, and we played many this spring. And yeah, so many good stuff going on. And me and Emil Ernebro, the guitar player I play mostly with, we will record a CD in the autumn. So I'm really into like releasing full-length album. It's like, feels good.
Are you bringing him for the FEN Harmonica Festival, or who's going to accompany you? Okay.
Yeah, if we get all the travel support, but I hope we can get it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but that's going to be a good lineup. We got to tell people about it because
yeah, it will be a good.
It's nice to have a harmonica festival in Germany.
Yeah.
So I'm just like hitting the website. So yeah, we got these guys called Filip Jers and Konstantin Reinfeld. Then we got Ariel Bart from Israel, fantastic chromatic player.
Yes.
Joanne Paul Kumelas, great diatonic player. We had them on the Hohner Live too. Mm-hmm. Asian chromatic player, I suppose, Yuko Yanagawa. Mm-hmm. Then we got the Serious Ensemble.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Like 6 harmonicas on stage.
Perfect.
That's sick. I think they are from Taiwan, if I remember correctly. Ronnie Aitan. He's a chromatic player. He's a jazz guy, right?
Yeah, he's amazing. He's also from Israel.
Yeah. Victor Puertas. Seems to be a blues guy. Maybe he's from Spain. I don't know. Rutger Matthijs. He's maybe Dutch. Benelux. Yeah. Marco himself and Rohan Singhal from India.
Rutger I know also. He's great. I think he's from Holland or Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't click the names for more information.
That's also, I think, that's so lovely now. I mean, I feel that I'm getting old.
I mean, at least Rohan is younger.
Yeah. And I think Ronnie too.
Ariel is also
Rutger is younger. I mean, 15 years ago, I was the youngest.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting old with a house and I'm just doing gardening. Maybe and it's so lovely to see all the new chromatic harmonica players. There are so many amazing new players out there and it's it must be cool also to I mean, when we two started playing, I mean, MySpace was the big hit, but imagine all things that are around now and all the harmonica models that are around now. I mean, there is so much it's such a buffet.
I mean, the online material got better. The tutorials, the amazing Patreon pages.
I mean, I didn't have a smartphone when I started playing harmonica. I mean, at all. I didn't have a computer.
I mean, at least it's still crazy for me to think about that I was already able to give Skype lessons so early on. I don't know when I started teaching, maybe 2011. It's crazy that Skype already existed.
Yeah, I mean...
Because that's 12 years ago already.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's the year I took my degree from the music academy. So I've been playing full time since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else...
do you use harmonicas with different basses, frequencies? I guess he means different chromatic keys. Yeah.
Or basic, maybe he means what I tune to.
Oh yeah.
Basic.
Do you tune to A440 or A432?
Yeah, I'm exploring that a lot actually.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
also
a video
excited
on the Patreon, everybody.
Yeah, on the Patreon there's a big session. No, but there is actually a video where I play through one tuned harmonica from it's tuned to 442 and I show it with a backing track from 432 to 4.5.
That was super interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it's super interesting. And I have right here where I sit, this is a 442. And this harmonica here, this 16, is a 440.
Yeah.
This one is sharper. This one is flatter. So this one is 440, this one is 442, and I have a 441, I have a 443, because I notice, I don't know if my ears are getting old or sensitive, but I'm thinking, is it good to tune that sharp that harmonicas always are? I mean, or is it possible to play lower, tune to 440 and still get a good sound? And will it work in all registers? And reason I got one 440 was also I play many jazz clubs gigs in Sweden, and they often have an acoustic piano, but it's not tuned to every concert. So it drops 2 to 4 hertz. I mean, so the piano might be 438 or 437, and then if you're 442, that's really sharp. I mean, you sound very crystal clear. People will hear you. And having a 440 instrument then puts you in perfect, it really lands. And I also last week I played 2 shows where I used a 441, and the band was 440. So I'm working on this, and I'm also thinking if people can hear a difference, or if it's me that hears a difference. Or is it that the harmonica companies just tune it sharper because people buy a harmonica and they suck all the air they can, then they go 8 cents flat, which is 2 hertz around, depending on the octave. So Yeah, and the Toots album that I have on Spotify, I will link that also. That one is I am 442 and the piano is 441. So there is 1 hertz difference. But on the classical album that we released, there I'm 442, the guitar is 441 and the bass is 441 on, yeah. So I'm into this actually. It's a good question, but it's really, I mean, it sounds bad when you're flat, but why does it sound flat? Is it because you play too hard? I mean, or because I actually did today, I'm working on my Patreon. I'm doing an intonation video, a pretty big series on intonation. And I just had to stop recording and just think about it more because it sounded so much better when I played a 440 than a 442 harmonica.
But so I'm also like thinking about tuning systems so much now. Like especially playing the classical thing yesterday and like also played with an orchestra last weekend. And I mean, I can always play lower on the diatonic, you know, you can always bend them down a little. So I don't mind being tuned a little sharp in general, but like the tuning system, like all of my diatonics are like a compromised tuning, you know?
Ah, okay.
But right now I'm actually like, not gonna lie, I'm thinking about just having them all tuned to equal temperament.
I mean, I have been tuning equal temperament since I was 14.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Oh man, that's many years now. That's
so all of them are compromised because I mean, I also like to play double stops and stuff, and
yeah, but I think if you're gonna play melodies, you gotta tune equal. At least, I mean, I don't know if I'm sensitive, but I think compromise sounds a bit out of pitch if you play. I mean, out of pitch is a strong word.
If you play melodies, I mean, you will notice it in that orchestral setting. Like sometimes, whatever, if you play maybe first position and then you play the 7-hole draw.
Yeah, I mean,
and then it's like a little flat, and you can't do anything about it. You know,
you don't
can
feel
just
good.
be
No. I mean, if you want to play melodies, you gotta tune equal. If you're and all my diatonics are tuned equal, and I mean, I don't think this. I mean, does this sound? I mean, that sounds okay, doesn't it? I mean, to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I think it's also interesting that a player like Rochelle plays equal temperament, but she plays so many chords.
Yeah.
You know?
But then just the intonation sounds more pure. It's like it's woof, woof. You know, it's like sitting in this wonderful sofa and like having a snack and, you know, a drink, and everyone is just beautiful. That's like, but then if you play one single note out of that scale, or like if you have a just intonation harp or compromise, and you play in G major, the harmonica is in G major, lovely, but then you play like Black Orpheus in A minor on that G harmonica, the E will be a bit too sharp, the C and the B will be a bit too low in A minor. So it's like, to my ears they are. But I don't tell people except you.
I mean, I think on equal temperament the chords still sound okay, you know. But I mean, there's a difference. I mean, even with the compromise, like it sounds better than.
Yes.
Obviously, if you just like listen to that chord only, you know, to that pure sound.
But I don't play chords for that long.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I don't play so many solo harmonica concerts. So for me, equal is the way. But a compromise is also compromise. It's no set standard.
Exactly.
So some tune them higher, some tune them lower. They are different from every customizer or every tuner.
Yeah.
But just intonation and equal are like more. And then I also stretch tune my harmonicas a little bit, meaning I tune them a bit higher in the higher register, and I tune them a bit lower in the lower register, because I think it sounds too flat otherwise on top and too sharp in the bottom. But that's just me. I mean, people are sensitive in different ways, and so. But I think if you really I mean, you can just get a set of equal harps. I mean, and then you have one set of just intonation harps, kind of, or compromised harps.
Yeah, I think, I mean...
And then you have no money left, but you have good sounding harps.
If you want to get customized instruments, yeah. Yeah, I think, I mean, I would never have, like, use cases for just intonation.
No, not... I might... My girlfriend is a violin player, and she can play in G. I mean, it will sound like beautiful G.
GG,
so,
yeah.
But yeah, but then I need to like pitch. I mean, and I don't play so many chords. I play mostly G and D, and that will sound good if she plays a B, for example. I don't like hit the third or the seventh super hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think for melody playing, it's really, I think equal temperament is a good thing to consider. But
definitely.
Of course, yeah. But now another one, I think pianos. Now I took a question. I saw a question here now. Sorry, regarding tuning. I think pianos or symphony orchestras tend to tune a bit sharper in different. Yeah, I mean, of course, in Sweden they tune. I don't know. It's different from every day. I mean, maybe the opera just tunes one way, but in Sweden they change. I mean, depending on what the soloist wants. And I think all that thing that you should be tuned sharper comes from the classical scene. That, I mean, imagine having like 18 violin players, and then you are gonna be a solo violin player, so it's 18 plus 1 violin. And I mean, then you want that one violin to stand out. So how do you do that? You tune sharper to sound brighter or like sharper than the other violins. Same with flutes, etc. So I think it's a way of standing out when you have many other instruments around.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a good and deep question, and people will not like my answers. But that's at the moment that's how I think about all this. But I tune a bit sharper, but I'm experimenting a lot about how sharp.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to at least like talk about this whole tuning thing in general in the harmonica world, because like also just like intonation wise, I mean, just blowing into that particular hole doesn't really mean that you hit the note and intonate it well, you know.
A note is a big spectrum. I mean, and also this stretch tuning thing that I like doing. People like complain on, and people say that I'm wrong, and it's not like that. It's like this. But to my ears, it doesn't sound so good. I mean, and I have played like, big concert hall with a super new tuned grand piano, and then I play a harmonica that's not stretch tuned, and I feel out of pitch. So then I go in and up my reeds in the top, and I low. And this was the same thing with the Fender Rhodes when it came out in the 70s. It was every note was tuned to 0. And it sounded you can hear that on some recordings. It's super low in the high. So they change it. So yeah. But I mean, this is also, I mean, everyone does not, I mean, I say that it's low. Maybe it's not low for another person. It's depending on how you hear and appreciate music. Tuning is very subjective. Yeah.
Nice.
Many opinions here. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Hohner also sent the link above. Oh yeah, sorry, you can't send links to the chat. I can only do that. I got the power.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, you can definitely Google the episode.
But how is the? I mean, do you get confused or do you feel at ease? Because on that diatonics you can play multi keys. Tune, but on the chromatic you play C, and that feels really good. Or do you long for anything else?
Oh, for like other key chromatics, or what do you mean?
Yes.
No, I don't long for other key chromatics. I mean, I should get like a 16 hole, you know, that would be nice. Yeah.
Get a Suzuki.
You can't say that on the Hohner Live.
Oh yeah,
I will never get a Suzuki.
No, I mean
that's what I said. Hohner Expression.
Oh yeah, cool.
I think Yvonne Pran, he's like on the box.
Oh man, I'm jealous.
So yeah, this is really nice.
How does it play?
I just also like the feel of like, oh yeah, I mean the mind game of like, oh yeah, if I played the chromatic, I would only have to carry one harmonica.
Yeah, I know. But then you get more
That's
chromatic.
a pretty attractive thought, you know?
Yeah, I always carry, I mean, at least 3 chromatics to every gig because, I often bring like 1 16 and 2 12 or something. But yeah. But how does that one sound?
I mean, I like the expression a lot, but I'm super comfortable with the CX12 Jazz. You can bend it a little more, you know? And I always liked that. And if I played chromatic in the past, it was always like a situation where people were like, yeah, sound like Stevie Wonder, or we play a Stevie Wonder song,
which,
you know?
Which no one can. But we can fake it.
To get like the heavy bending thing, it's like you have more range there than...
Yeah, that's a difference in sound.
And it's a big difference in sound,
But and how the mouthpiece on that expression, isn't it a 2-part construction? If you look from the side, it's black, and then you can see... Good, and now click the slider. Okay, yeah, that must be it looks like a 2-part, or it might have a backplate.
I didn't open it yet,
No? Nice. Yeah, that the golden one sounds... It sounds more boom. It sounds more... It sounds better.
Yeah, I mean, you got more volume with this too, I think.
Yeah. I have a CX12, the black one, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it is now because we just moved. But how is the difference in the Jazz? Do you know? Is it just the cover and the mouthpiece shape?
I think it's just the mouthpiece shape.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you tried that?
The regular CX12, no.
No.
But I love this mouthpiece shape, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, like with I don't know, with the way I take the harmonica into my mouth, which is maybe like a little diatonic inspired, which is more like maybe a little with that upward tilt, you know?
With that tilt, yeah. Mm.
That's pretty comfortable on this one to do.
Yeah.
And feels interesting with this.
Yeah, interesting is a good word.
Yeah. It's like a new feel, kind of. I feel like with this, I mean, the instrument itself tells me to hold it a little more straight.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting. And you can also check that you can take like a clip or something and see how far the distance is to the reeds, because that's the thing I notice a lot. I mean, if you have played a diatonic all your life, you are so close to the reeds and it's so lovely, you know, you can feel them really, and that you have
I mean, if you take the harmonica far into your mouth, like you basically got the reed in your mouth, you know?
In your mouth, yeah. But then on some chromatics, the distance to the reed is really what matters, and you really want as close distance as possible to get a good attack, intonation, and full tone. So that could be that CX12 is closer to the reeds also, or if it's more airtight. But yeah, I noticed that is very important. That be close to the reeds on a chromatic, and I think this one here, it has really kind of not flat, but you know the mouth piece, what do you say? The mouthpiece
yeah.
is not so thick. It's really so on these ones I really feel it almost feels like a diatonic sometimes compared to this one feels even more natural, but you know the thing. Interesting.
What sounds best, the expression or the CX Jazz? You can tell from what I
in
just
this
played.
live stream. I think the CX12 sounded better. The CX Jazz sound. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
you
it's
have.
louder.
It also.
I
maybe
also remember that
more.
I like adjusted the gapping on this a little. I made it a little.
And also, what you should be really not picky about, but clean the slide often. It's a good thing to do. If you do it every day, it might not be needed depending on how much you play.
Yeah,
But if you
I'm
play
never gonna clean my slider every day.
no, but if you do it, sometimes if like I feel, oh, my harmonica is not working, this is shit. I mean, and then I just take off, clean the slider, put it back, and it's like, oh, this is amazing.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I forget that. It's like, yeah. And then on these ones also, I think you have that on the expression. You can adjust the spring, the tension on the mouthpiece with the screws. And that is really science, you know. That's like tying your shoelaces in football. Because I sometimes on some gigs I even carry a screwdriver on stage.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Yeah, because I need it more open. I need to open the slider like on some song, and then I just like, and then I get a super fast, and then I can. So with this you can like set like speed action.
Yeah.
And it's also really dependent on when. I mean, it's so small how you tense those. Be aware of how you screw it together, because it can really make the harmonica play lovely or really annoying. And you can get totally different expression.
Yeah. Is there anything you can teach me on the chromatic?
Yeah. No, but I mean, you are an amazing harmonica player, and you have a fantastic tone and intonation. So I think you should just practice, and you should play.
Get all those scales down, all the keys.
Exactly, I was going to say play all the major scales in all keys for 1 year, and then you play the melodic minor scales for 1 year.
Yeah.
Then harmonic minor, do that, and and also try to, since you also know how to improvise, like find things.
Yeah, and also like I feel like I'm not playing this often at all. But like with the classical now, I remember like I did hit the stage with the chromatic like maybe 4 years ago for a classical piece where I had to, and I was like super nervous, because the thing was I couldn't really like see myself playing the instrument, or like in my head I couldn't like see myself also having that combination of like pushing the slide and blow and draw. Like I couldn't visualize myself playing through a piece. And now I can. I mean, I could always do that on the diatonic. I can practice in my head right now. But with the chromatic, it's now getting easier. I can now imagine myself pushing the slide.
You have your own musical mind map,
think of how it's gonna sound, you know.
Yeah, and also it's great to practice. To practice it amplified, so you get that, so you don't get a shock when you switch between diatonic to chromatic on a gig. It can be like,
oh yeah,
it can be like changing shoes in the wrong direction.
There was also like a big volume change last night. Yeah.
Yeah, and that you can tell them. The smaller one is often louder. It depends on what music, you know. But I often, and then the chromatic is a bit softer, especially a 16, etc. And but I often keep the same EQ for them, actually. So I think do that, and then also with the Cs. I mean, decide on the 5C for a long time, and then draw C. So you have two options. And same with C sharp. Stay on hole 5, and then on the F. I mean, I don't know. I like the blow F better than the draw F, I think. But depends on what I'm gonna play. I mean,
me too. Like I feel like you have like more control in terms of expression.
Yeah.
Pushing that slide and blowing instead of just drawing. I don't know why.
But it's also different oral cavities and resonance chambers, because for some that note can really like, it can like choke out. So you really have to, the whole one can be pretty easy and hold 3, but hold 2 can be like a dead zone in embouchures. So you really have to like find the resonance on every note. And I think also take a song and play it in all keys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, play that through and yeah. But I think it's...
We played that one last night too.
Yeah, good.
It was like an interesting combination. Like it was me and a tenor singer and a pianist. So, and both of them are from Serbia.
Wow.
So we also played some Serbian pieces.
Nice.
Nice. I definitely like some new repertoire for me.
Yeah. Good. Wow.
Boas asks, when playing an E-flat major minor on a C diatonic, do you ever worry when having to hit the one overblow in tune and in rhythm straight on?
Yeah, I worry. I think I worry so much, so I don't do it. I mean, I don't play so much in that position on a diatonic.
Yeah.
I mean, I would more think like C minor. I mean, I don't think I would
Nice.
play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's E flat on a C. I mean, I'm not so good at that. I think I would rather play it on a B flat in 12. So that's when I play diatonic. I use like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 12, 11. I mean, I don't play the full circle of fifth because it doesn't sound good. And I could sit down and practice that, but I rather just change harmonica. Actually, I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There are like just a few use cases for the other positions. Like, depends on the tune. Sometimes can be nice, right?
I have played lots of like first position minor, which is the same thing on stage, on gigs. I mean, C minor on a C diatonic, no problem. But E flat
also
major,
nice in
then
blues.
the root. Yeah, and then the root note is like, a special note.
Yeah, just like the fact that your root note is unstable, kind of,
Yeah, and
That's
I mean,
factor.
I like the sound of overblows. I love that kind of brassy, kind of quality that they have. But I don't know. Especially like, I mean, that was a specific question. Yeah. And I mean, compared to
ending on that note, I wouldn't like to end on that note.
No, I would land on the third instead. Like, or I mean, but D flat is more. Sounds that for me, I'm better at that note. Yeah, great. So, I mean, I think, I don't want to zoom out, but I'm not so good at diatonic anymore, man. I was better in my 20s.
I mean, you can like push it out for like a little second.
Yeah.
But like as a stable note.
Yeah. That sounds great. Good. And that I also noticed, I mean, often overblows are so flat when, I mean, I have to really pitch overblows sharp.
Yeah.
Like if I don't do, I mean, just taking an overblow in hole 4, it's too flat. That's
a huge difference, yeah.
Yeah, it's it's like 8 cents or something. It's really. So, yeah, I mean, I pass on 10th position. Yeah.
Yeah, but
boring answer. Sorry.
But I like to play in that key on the chromatic. It's easy.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's one of the best. Yeah, one of my favorites.
Like, that kind of, it's so legato, and that's the thing in folk music. I sometimes
lays out
play
so well on the chromatic.
Yeah, sometimes I play like a E chromatic, and then that key becomes G major. So yeah, yeah, I mean that position is so nice.
Oh yeah, but thinking about it, it's like both leading tones are like you can switch between the
Yeah, you
using
can
the
trill
slide.
to
That's
the
the thing.
seventh
Yeah.
on the third, and then on the
Yeah, that.
and,
These are the
and
most
then
important ones,
the
right?
fifth is or
Oh yeah.
so yeah. And then if you go to the 2 minor, and then the fifth is really, I think E flat is the best key. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. How do you intonate when you have to start on a bent overblow note on a diatonic?
Good question.
I don't know. I just do
No.
it.
Yeah, just do it like Nike. Just do it.
It's like hard to describe. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it depends on am I playing totally solo or am I playing with people? I mean, what's the music? But often, if you have played,
I mean, I like this. It's interesting, like to just grab a random harmonica and then say, okay, I'm gonna play the 3/0 hold step band on this.
Yeah.
And like, at least like if you got like good ears and stuff, or like perfect pitch, whatever, relative pitch, and just grab it as fast so you don't know how it's gonna sound like, you know? And see
also,
if you're gonna hit it.
Yeah.
That was my 3/0 hold step band on the G.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how it's gonna sound. Let me pick up the E, play the 3/0 hold step band. I'm not good on the high ones.
That sounds great.
It was okay.
Yeah. And I agree with that, and I also think really, I mean, really listen is the big thing. I mean, and then also, I mean that what you're teaching now is a bit the next level. I think it's good to start on one harmonica and be able to play all the pitches, like, and then the person should choose their favorite key, because we all play good on certain keys. I mean that's physics, and I'm like you. I like lower ones. So I mean, taking a G.
Yeah. Max, get a reference, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really, I was a bit low here, so it's, I mean, intonation is also, you don't, it's dynamic, but it's also about volume and stuff, but I think it's, a great thing is to play to backing tracks actually, or like have a background and then start to play in tune. So, I mean, if you have, now I don't have a keyboard here, but if you have, you know, a chord and then start to, so that doesn't sound. I mean, try to really listen and feel it and hear it, because, and I don't know if I believe in playing to tuners. I mean, I have not done that.
Yeah,
I mean, I have played to pitches and then I have trained to relate
like,
to them.
Use your ears, like use an audible reference instead of like a visual one.
Yeah, and also
don't look at like some kind of graph or whatever.
No, I don't know if it helps. I think it cannot damage, but it takes away the sense of hearing. I mean, and I also played cello when I was younger, you know, just sitting like that. But I mean, I was never any good. I don't know. I don't remember really, but there it was just natural. Just play, just practice, just do it. And I mean, like the third hole on a G, it has a certain position, you know. Like, I don't have this in your mouth. If I play the 2-hole draw, at least you have another resonance in the mouth. And then remember those and feel those. And dare to really spend lots of time on one keyed harmonica. Then move on, kind of.
Yeah. Hula, apart from your harmonica school on Patreon, do you have any recommendations for learning material, books, courses, etc.?
Yeah, Konstantin's Patreon.
That's not a book or it's a course,
no,
maybe?
I mean, I think the best book I have found in harmonica in general is The Harmonica for Dummies by Winston Jerksa. It's really good. But also, I bought Jim Hughes' books. He's an Englishman, playing the chromatic for all his life. He's in his 90s now, and I bought all of his books because they were selling them out. So, but look if you can find them. It's like it was this many books, and I don't know. Jim, I'm not Hughes. Jim Hughes. I think I saw like a Jim. It was on Facebook. Someone just posted, "Now we're selling this," and I just bought everything.
Jim, he was actually on the latest episode on the Happy Harmonica podcast.
Yeah, maybe he talks about them there. Maybe look around. He has like one big book about chromatic harmonica, and it's excellent book. It's like from learning how to blow this G to learn how to read music on all the chromatic kind of.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I have no idea about like books on chromatic harmonica.
No. And I think that's also one of the things why there are not so many chromatic harmonica players and diatonic harmonica players is that it doesn't exist so good material or a lot material, or people don't know about the material kind of.
Okay. Hula actually has that one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Start from the beginning.
Do it again. 2 hours. We are 2 hours in. I think that's a good amount of minutes. 120 minutes for this.
This is a good harmonica hangout.
For real, yeah. Nice. I mean, we answered a lot of questions.
Yeah, and good questions.
And if you want to ask more questions, join the Patreon world.
Yeah. And I saw someone also ask that if members can sign recordings on my Patreon. And yes, I have a student submission fee thing that once a month or every month people can record themselves and send to me, and I will listen and provide feedback. So I don't really have time for private students right now. Actually, I tour so much, so I need to focus on repertoire and practice and traveling, and so yeah.
Yeah. If there's new repertoire. Yeah, you need some time practicing.
Yes.
I had to practice a little for yesterday, yeah. Gagi.
Do you have any nice classical gigs coming up now?
Let me think. Yeah, I'm playing next week a little bit with my pianist. He's also going to come to the Berlin festival.
Nice.
So, I mean, I feel like we're going to have some great musicians there.
Yeah, we have a good evenings.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know, like I'm part-time also. I love pop music and
you're a producer.
Play simple music.
Yeah, but do you produce music still?
I got a song coming up in July, and it's a harmonica hook, and it's just double stops.
Yeah, good.
It's like easy first position. It's fun. It's just like good time music, kind of.
Is it released in your name or?
Yeah, because it's harmonica. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
But it's with a Nigerian Afrobeat artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to create a little harmonica challenge out of that melody.
Ah, nice.
It's my little secret. Because I feel like everybody's going to be able to play it. It's just single notes. But I'm not going to play the melody yet.
No, keep it.
Yeah.
But you are done with your studies now, so you are.
Oh yeah, I finished my studies in 2021.
Wow, yeah. So now you're playing gigs and producing music.
Yeah, I'm just free.
Lovely. Yeah. But did you apply for that doctorate thing?
Oh, true. Yeah, I'm basically still in there. So like, we had that orchestral thing going on, the orchestral project with the composition mandates, and we recorded the whole stuff. I mean, we played it live in winter, and we recorded the whole thing in February or March this year. Yeah, and we're gonna put it out on CD this year.
Wow, beautiful.
So that's like 2 brand new harmonica concertos for the diatonic.
Wow, amazing.
And now we are just like
Congrats.
Writing mixing notes back and forth, you know?
Yeah. I know the drill.
So, yeah,
but then
take some
you're
time,
in
but-
that doctorate program, so you get a salary and everything from the university, or
Oh, I mean, just being like a doctoral student doesn't mean that you are supported financially.
you have to apply yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, basically, like, we did have, like, fundings for, like, the whole concert tour and the recording process. And now might be the time for me to step into the scientific aspect of it, which I'm thinking about, you know? So yeah.
Cool. That's amazing. Wow, cool journey, man.
But yeah, I mean, looking forward to put that music out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear it. I'm always happy with new original harmonica music. It's needed, and it's a statement and a legacy. So
yeah, because like we were like close to being like, I mean, it was kind of tricky with the fundings and stuff. We were close to being like, oh no, we don't have enough money to record this, you know. And I mean, it would have been so dumb to not record it, you know.
No, sometimes it just has to be done.
You gotta put this out because it's just like, yeah, kind of historical, at least for the diatonic harmonica mini world.
Yeah, it's you and Howard then.
So I mean, but I didn't compose it myself.
Oh no,
that's a difference.
But you're young, you can learn.
Still got some time to compose some harmonica concertos.
Yeah, I'm also thinking my next full album will be, I will make one with Emil, but then I will make like original jazz tunes for the harmonica. I'm hungry for that. Jazz harmonica, quartet music.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Helping Gagi. He wants to get his first 12-hole chromatic. Which instrument should he get?
I would say either that Hohner CX12 that you have, or the Suzuki SEX 12-hole model. They are both, I mean, two different brands. I mean, depending on where you live, what you can get. Then there are also, I mean, lots of Asian brands coming up, but I think I have not played them, but I know that it's, and I think it's good to pay a bit money for the chromatic, because I have tried cheap chromatics, and they don't play good. They are just airy and don't tune well, and it's just boring.
Yeah, and also it's more like you don't have to get 12 keys, so
no, you get one. So yeah, I mean, pay around, I don't know, 200 euro something, 200, 300 euro, and then you will get a great instrument often. And get one in C, 12-hole. That's a good start.
Awesome. Gagi, good luck with the chromatic.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Raymond, hope to come to Riga soon. Yeah.
Yes, that would be cool.
Awesome. Filip, thank you so much for taking 2 hours for this extensive harmonica hangout here.
Yeah, good. We made it.
Yeah,
Number 90.
that's a 2-hour podcast everybody can listen to on their run through the woods now.
Yeah, good.
Or while
and don't eat sugar.
Yeah. Nice.
Awesome. Have an awesome day. And
everybody, thank you for tuning in. Check out the description box.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.